Why is video content important? Well, video content is becoming more and more important because of the statistics that are consistently coming out at the moment showing that it's on the rise. It's the next big player online. People aren't reading as much content as they used to be, they're watching videos instead. 75% of every millennial at the moment is watching at least one video a day on social media. So it's a huge opportunity to engage with a new generation that's coming into business and becoming a bigger and bigger player in communities. It's not just the younger generations that are playing a big part in this. 65% of senior executives will watch a YouTube video and then follow it on to go see a website, follow a link, go search for that company. They're doing something off the back of watching a video. On top of all of this, if you have a video that's related to a service or a product, people are seeing an increase in sales of 144%. That's an enormous amount of increase in your business. On top of this, 55% of people who start a video will watch it until its completion. So you have their attention for 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 5, something like that. You can convey whatever message you want to have. So I know you may be watching this video and saying, look, I don't have a product. I don't have something that I can hold up, or I don't have a model to walk out and wear my clothes. Well, it's okay if you have a product and service, because when it comes down to it, a product, a service in particular, is all about the people who deliver that service. You know, what makes them better than your competition? And that's what it is. Service is about people and who's behind it and what personality they have and how much passion they have about what they do. And video allows you to do that. So even if it's a 30-second, 1-minute interview with somebody who is providing that service, you're allowing your customer to engage with the person that they're actually going to get the service from, and they can build a relationship. Although it seems contrite at this point, it's not. It's a real thing. It gives people a personality and allows them to express themselves. So how do we do this? How do we build upon these wonderful stats and jump on board this train? Well, what we do is we start off with a content strategy. So what we're trying to do is target specific people. So we're making videos for a specific audience. They're not for everybody. They're not for mass market. They're not going to go viral off the bat. What we're trying to do is communicate what makes you and your business or your product special, and why that is. What's the history? What's the story behind all of these things and people? And then once we've figured out what that looks like, we go on to make a storyboard. So we're taking people on a journey. We're telling them why they should follow you and what makes you special. So if somebody has some sort of fear about using your company, for whatever reason that may be, it could be that you're a startup, you're new and nobody's ever heard of you. It could be that you've got a big business and they don't believe that they'll actually ever speak to somebody. These are easy barriers to break down. You know, as soon as you connect a person through a video to somebody else and they know who they're going to be dealing with, or you can view a product, you can almost touch it, you can almost feel it, you can see how it interacts with an environment. These are big, important pieces of information. So that's what storyboarding is all about. How do we tackle the problems that you may have in reaching your customers? We all know that the day is busy. We're all getting on with what we're good at, and it's hard to sit down in front of a camera, set yourself up and organize the time to explain what makes you good at what you do, what makes your product special, you know, why somebody should engage with you. That's a hard thing to do. So we can schedule the time around you. If there are lots of videos to do and there's lots of people that we need to speak to, we can schedule it throughout a whole day. So we're only taking up a very small amount of time. We'll send questions beforehand if we're interviewing people, so people can be prepared and comfortable with what's happening. We can come after hours if that suits your business better, or even before hours. Whatever works for you. It's very adaptable and very casual environment that we set up, very friendly to break down any kind of barriers and make this as comfortable as it possibly can be, because essentially what we're trying to do is find your emotion and your passion around what you do. After we're done with the filming, we'll go off and do our editing. Now, editing is a really valuable thing. It can remove mistakes. Often things aren't done in one take. This certainly hasn't been. And it allows you to have the best opportunity that you can to convey what you're trying to say in the best light possible. You know, it takes the pressure off what we're doing. It also allows us to do color grading. It allows us to affect the lighting. We can change backgrounds. We can do all kinds of stuff. We can have the nice little title that will come up. and go away again. We can do all kinds of things that improve a video and make it look that much better. We can cut some B-reel to allow a slightly different type of interview. There's lots of different tricks that we have. So of course, once we've packaged all of this up, we will send a first draft for review. And this is really the opportunity for you to sit down and kind of make any additional marks that you want to on your film. This is about you. It's about conveying what's important to you, your product, who you are, your service. It's vitally important that you feel comfortable with what's going out in the world, because, you know, as we said before, this is going to attract a lot of people's attention over a long time, and it's going to be the first port of call in the future for your business.